Hello, Ghanaians. We are going to speak about the e-levy, which has been making noise ever since last year, and now has come into play just this 1st of May, 2022. Now, before its implementation, there have been different figures that were speculated as would be the charges of this e-levy transactions. But now it has brought down to 1.5% of transactions. We remember it used to be 1.75. Even earlier on, some people were speculating even a little above that, but it was still bothering around the 1.75. But now, as everything has come into conclusion, it seems it's been settled on a 1.5% charge on transactions done. So these mobile money transactions where you send money is going to be taxed with a 1.5% charge, depending on the amount of money you are sending. You'll still be charged a 1.5% charge, regardless of the network you are on. So you should do well to know these charges if you plan on using mobile money, for transactions for a long time. Whilst this has been implemented, there are still people who are trying to fight it and to make it, a thing of the past. But even before we go into that, we look back at the different debates and the serious arguments and fights that have gone on in Parliament, all regarding this e-levy and how it's been very very hot. It's been a very hot topic actually for many people, arguing about how it will affect the poor. People saying it's going to bring down the economy of Ghana. Others who are saying Momo transactions are going to be on a decline, and there are even some who are even saying if this continues for a while, it's possible that Momo may not be used for a long time by majority of Ghanaians. So all these have been issues. People are also wondering why it's become something that has to be charged all of a sudden, because in the past, this e-levy, this Momo tax was not in place. When you go into the political scene, especially the minority are claiming this is just something the majority is doing to scrape off money of innocent Ghanaians and just to use for their own desires. However, the majority, the current government, is also explaining that these charges are necessary to rather boost the economy and to use it for very important things for the nation Ghana. For those of you who have been on social media, I'm sure you've seen the different reactions to this e-levy charges. You would see many people posting pictures, most of them which are funny actually, against this e-levy charges. And then you also see people expressing their concerns and their views about it. But what is surprising is that not all the comments about the e-levy are negative. There are actually some people who have been promoting these e-levy charges, and those people are not getting it easy from their friends on social media, especially places like Facebook and Twitter. If you are someone who promotes this e-levy charge, or who supports and upholds the government's decision to charge Momo transactions, you realize that those who are either your followers or those who are your friends would fire back at you and say a lot of things, and if you are not even careful, maybe you might receive some insults or even some threats. So there have been different reactions to it. Now there are some people who are even claiming they are going to withdraw all their money and make sure they don't use the mobile money platform anymore. As to whether that is true or whether that is a lie, They are the only ones who know, and we cannot actually tell except God, because we cannot see their accounts. But is this going to be a problem? And is it going to really be easy and convenient for people to, stop using mobile money, platforms, and going on with mobile money transactions? We already know the many the numerous advantages we receive from using mobile money. We already know the way it brings a lot of comfort and ease. When you look at how it reduces theft cases, with handling cash and the rest. We have seen that mobile money is a very good thing. So now that people are going to go back to cash, or now that some people are going to go back to cash, what is that going to mean for them and for even the economy as a whole? And also, when you take apart the fact that it helps to prevent stealing of physical cash, there are some conveniences that we get from mobile money that cash may not be able to afford us. When someone somewhere needs you to help that person urgently, you may have cash and you may need to send the person the money, but without this Momo platform, you have to look at other ways, maybe through banks and the likes. And for example, the bank may be able to do this, but it will be difficult at a certain time of the day, unless of course you are using a bank which has a form of an app that can send money from one place to the other. And even with that, it will not be possible if that person who you have to send the money to is not a banker with your bank or does not have that app. So we are looking at the different ways this is going to really affect those who plan on not using it. Because if you have to send someone to someone in something to someone in Kumasi, if you have to send money to someone in Kumasi, and you are in the northern region, or you are somewhere maybe Tema, or in another region of this nation, the simplest way to do that is mobile money. Are you going to throw the money inside the air, or are you going to we just don't see how it's going to be doable. So for that charge that is going to be taken, unless of course if you want to avoid the charge, you tell the person to bear the cost of that charge, so that you send him that money that he can receive, and whatever is charged on it, you have no problem to do with it. So that, for example, if you are supposed to send a person 100 cedis, and after the things have been deducted, let's just say maybe you send about some 85 or 90 something cedis. Though the person needs 100 cedis, the person must have to understand that it wasn't your doing that. He didn't get all of that money. So it's something we are looking at to see if it's really doable, if it's really going to be possible. But apart from that, there have also been some people, let me use the word, some rich people, who don't see anything wrong with the e-levy charges. And these type of people are actually surprising many who are very unhappy with their stance, because they don't see why they don't have to be affected. But hey, they claim they are rich, so that is not a charge at all. But when we even take it into consideration, it doesn't even have to be about riches alone. I mean, if you are going to save someone with an amount of money, and you have to spend just a little more on charges, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. So that is it. But other people who claim not to be in the rich lane are not happy with these charges that have been implemented. Some have also explained that they are not necessarily poor, they are also rich, but they just don't see why they should be cheated or their money should be taken. Now, I cannot per se tell whether this is a cheat or this is the government stealing your money. If the government says he's taxing it, you can only plead with him to either abort it or to reduce the charges. I was thinking perhaps, just perhaps, maybe they could try and let the government reduce the charges further, so that instead of 1.5, it could be 1.2, or maybe just a 1%. At least 1.2 would be a long way to go from 1.5. It would make things better for many. So that is it. There are different reactions to this e-levy charges. We want to know, are you using it yourself? Number one. Number two, have you started using it ever since its implementation? And also, what do you think personally about the 1.5% e-levy charges? Are they fair? Are they understandable? Are they too much? Are they reasonable? Should they be aborted? Let us know in the comment section below. Please do bring good suggestions, and remember, this is something that is affecting everyone who is going to use the Momo platform, and even those who are going to be receiving it. So let us see what you feel about it, and then we'll take it up from there. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.